and here we are in a senior center. So let me say something for a lot of people who can't speak for themselves. In New Hampshire, there are 57,000, this is according to the Social Security Administration, not to me. There are 57,000 people who are out of poverty because of their Social Security benefits. If you include the disabled, it's 73,000. And so my question will be, what do you plan to do about Social Security benefits? And do you plan to cut them?
Who told you that? That I or any other Republican plans on cutting Social Security benefits? Where'd you hear that? Because they are, if any, I hear that. I saw a sign outside. Leave Social Security alone and Medicare alone. So far as I know, there's only been one president in my memory that cut Medicare or Social Security. President Obama. He cut it by $500 billion. I don't know of any Republican who's running for office who said they want to cut Social Security or Medicare benefits to people who are retired or near retirement. Not one. I haven't heard a word of it. Have you heard? But the Democrats keep pushing this, and it's not the truth. And let me tell you, we have to follow the truth around here. Now, here's what I will tell you, and that is that for that young lady right there, how old are you, sweetie? You 7? She's 7 years old. Most likely, Social Security and Medicare will be different for her than it is for you. And what I want to make sure that we do is that when we start crafting what Social Security promises are to her, that we're honest with her. And make sure that what we say to her, we will actually follow through on, just as we will with all those that are on Social Security today. So Republicans, like myself, are not going to cut Social Security or Medicare for people who are retired or near retirement. And for the people who say we are, they are demagoguing an issue very much that harms America, because we need to be truthful on this. Yeah.
What about people under 55?
But, okay, so talk about what you really do. You talk about, the Republicans talk about restructuring. Now, what does that mean? I've heard vouchers, about vouchers. So what does restructuring Social Security mean? It doesn't mean that I don't think, and a lot of others don't think, that there can be something to be done about Social Security solvency. But the government, and not just Obama, Republican presidents have been taking out of the Social Security Trust Fund for years. Yes. And so let's have a little light on the subject.
Yeah, let's go back again. No one is talking about restructuring Social Security or Medicare for current retirees or for those that are near retirement. What they're saying...
What about the...
How about the 20-year-olds?
What about people under 55?
How about those that are under 55? And in that case, the answer is let's talk about it. We have one of 3 ways we can go, mathematically. One, we can raise taxes on the people that are under 55. All right? That's one way we could do it. Number 2, and by the way, if we don't change the programs at all, we leave them exactly as they are, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, for those that are 20 and 30 and 40, their payroll tax will have to go up. Do you know what the payroll tax is now?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh, no.
It's 15.3%.
Wait a minute.
The cap on the payroll tax is $106,000. Would you consider...
How about, let me finish. Let me finish. So the tax is 15.3% today. If we don't change the programs at all, ultimately it would have to rise to 44%.
Where do you get that number?
I'm not willing to raise the tax on the American young people to that level. There may be another candidate who wishes to. They can vote for that guy. All right? But my view is, I'm not raising taxes. Now, there are 2 other ways that we could make Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security work for young people. And one is to say we're going to raise the retirement age. Well, that alone would be... The one would be that I just said we could raise taxes. That's one.
That's not raising taxes. It's just raising the cap on taxes.
On people that are making $109,000.
It's taken away from the tax. The tax benefits to the people that are making over $106,000–$700,000.
Right. You could. Now, President Obama said he wouldn't do that, but you could change your mind and say, okay, we're going to raise taxes on people making 110, 120, 150, 200, 250. We can raise it all the way up. We can raise taxes. That's one way mathematics. That's one, guys. That's one way to do it, right? There are 2 other ways mathematically to do it. One is to say that we're going to slowly raise the retirement age. That's what Great Britain did. That's another mathematical way of doing it. Number three is to say people at higher incomes won't get as high a benefit. People at higher incomes, instead of having their benefits grow with the wage index, which goes up faster than the consumer price index, their benefits will go up with the CPI instead. So those are the three ways. You can raise taxes, raise revenue, or you can raise the retirement age, or you can say we're gonna lower the rate of growth in benefits for people at higher income. Those are the three ways. I'm not in favor of raising taxes. The other two options strike me as the better way to go, and people can make their choice as to which they think is the best way to proceed.
I have a question on Social Security. If I understand it correctly, that you say part of one way of doing it is privatizing, that people can invest their money. Is that correct?
I didn't say that here.
Well, I saw it online, so maybe it's
I didn't mention that. There are ideas. I didn't mention that. I just described the three major ones. There have been other ideas about people investing. You know, the disadvantage, I mean, privatization of Social Security, that doesn't make sense, the so-called, privatizing Social Security. There have been some who said let people save part of their money and invest it. The market goes up and down. I kind of like the system that we have in that regard. It would be nice if people could take a portion of their income and save it tax-free. That's why my proposal is this. Anybody making $250,000 a year and less, $250,000 a year and less, I would let them invest their money tax-free. No tax on interest, dividends, or capital gains. And that way people of middle income and modest income can save their money without paying taxes on their savings. That, in my view, that's the right way to go. The term privatizing Social Security is obviously value-laden, and so no one's going to sign up for that term. But letting people save more of their own money and investing it tax-free, that's something I like. But I want to protect Social Security as a safety net for people who need it. And what I've described here are three ways that could be done. I'm not in favor of raising taxes as one of the ways. I guess I get one more question. Yes?